Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Laura Train Mama. Today we are going to be reading this story in the Thomas and Friends collection. It's called Thomas's Day Off. At Knapford Station, the engines waited patiently to see what their jobs would be for today. Would anyone like to deliver the mail? Asked Gordon. I would, said Percy. Me! Pick me! Next, we have a delivery for Brenham Docks, Gordon continued. I'll do it, said Diesel, quick as a flash. And I'm heading out to Whiff's recycle plant, Gordon went on. That's it for today. Wait, what about me? Thomas protested. Oh, it looks like you've got the day off, Thomas, smiled Gordon. Thomas had never had a day by himself to do whatever he wanted. He hurried to the obstacle course in the maintenance yard, splashed through the puddles, charged through the tunnel, and whooshed around the loop. Woo-hoo! Did you see that, Percy? Then he remembered that Percy was miles away delivering the mail. I guess the obstacle course is more fun with friends. As Thomas rolled along the tracks, he began to feel very sorry for himself. He wasn't really looking where he was going, and suddenly, crash! Oh, I'm sorry, he called out. I'm Thomas, by the way, he went on, pretending he had found a new friend, and not just an empty boxcar that couldn't talk back. Oh, your name is Boxy? I should show you around. There's lots to see on Sodor. Thomas hooked up Boxy, and off they went on an adventure all of their own. Thomas began showing Boxy all of the sights on the island. We're coming up to Whiff's recycle plant, he began. Boxy rolled a little and suddenly, oops, one of the big bins toppled over and an old beach ball rolled out. It may have only been a beach ball, but to Thomas it was part of his big adventure. It's an orb of destiny, he said. We can be knights guarding the royal treasure. The orb of destiny was suddenly caught by the wind and blew away. Thomas and Boxy chased it across the forests and fields until they roared onto the docks. Ha! We've got it cornered, gasped Thomas, just as a big gust of wind blew the ball towards the water. He quickly uncoupled Boxy and did his best to catch it, but it landed with a gentle splash and began to float away. I guess this adventure is over, sighed Thomas. It was fun while it lasted. Just as Thomas was wondering where to take Boxy next, he heard a loud clank. Cranky had lifted Boxy onto Bulstrode, the barge. Cranky, wait, Thomas said. That boxcar isn't supposed to go out to sea. Thomas watched anxiously as Boxy rolled from side to side. Or maybe he's exactly where he's supposed to be, he thought. Great idea, Boxy. We can chase the orb of destiny by sea. Cranky, can you lift me aboard too?
Cranky, can you lift me aboard too?
Yeah. A few seconds later, the little engine was lowered onto the deck next to Boxy. Follow that orb, he called loudly as he could. Bulstrode was a little confused. Orb? He frowned. All I can see is an old beach ball. That's no beach ball, said Thomas dramatically. That is the orb of destiny. Oh, I love a good adventure. Let's get that orb, said Bulstrode. But the sea was too rough. Sorry, Thomas, said Bulstrode over the whooshing of the wind and the sloshing of the waves. As Bulstrode turned back towards calmer waters near the shore, the big barge saw something whirling in the air above the deck. Ahoy, Thomas, the orb of destiny's heading for land. A few minutes later, Thomas and Boxy were safely off the barge and rolling along the tracks by the water's edge. The orb of destiny was right in front of them. This was their chance to catch it. Just then, Diesel arrived. Hey, Thomas, said Diesel. What are you doing out here? We have to catch the orb of destiny, Thomas replies, whizzing past. Diesel was very confused. Wait, you have to get there? What? Thomas and Boxy clattered on down the tracks until, whoosh, a sudden gust whisked the orb up into a tree. Well, sighed Thomas, the orb of destiny finally outsmarted us and got away. He let out a long, steamy sigh that puffed up into the tree. The orb jiggled in the leaves. Thomas puffed again, and the orb moved a little bit more, and a little bit more, until it slipped between the branches. "Coming your way, Sir Boxy," said Thomas as the orb bounced towards Boxy's open door, and the door clanked shut. "Teamwork," said Thomas. "Good job, Boxy." "Has anyone seen Thomas?" asked Percy when he and the other engines got back to Tidmouth sheds. "I saw him earlier," said Diesel. "I think he said something about a blob of definitely." "No, silly," laughed Thomas. "It's not a beach ball, it's the orb of destiny." The orb of destiny," cried out Diesel suddenly, "is flying away." "After it," giggled Thomas, heading off down the track in a cloud of steam with his friends close behind. That's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did enjoy the story and you want to hear more in the future, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have a great day.